Good morning, students. This is class 10, chapter 3, acids, bases and salts. Now, how to classify the acids and bases? In your lower classes, you know that some of the definitions of acids and bases were like this, that acids can be identified by their sour taste and bases by soapy touch and bitter taste. But of course, you know that in the chemistry lab we were having some acids and bases, and obviously you cannot taste them. Then how we are going to identify them? So if you remember that during your practicals you were using either pH paper or the litmus paper to identify if the given solution is a acid or base. So you can say that the pH paper or litmus paper, they are a sort of indicators. And students, we have so many indicators like phenolphthalein, methyl orange. With the help of these solutions, we can identify the acids or bases. Students, we have many definitions of acids and bases. From time to time, some modifications have been made in these definitions. For example, Lavoisier and Davy, what they said that all acids compulsorily have hydrogen as their constituent element in the form of proton or H+. Then they said that bases are either metallic oxides, for example sodium oxide, magnesium oxide or aluminum oxide, or they are hydroxides, like with the same sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide or ammonium solutions. So these definitions were given by Lavoisier and Davy. Then they also said that salts are chemical compounds. They are formed by the interaction of acids and bases, replacing hydrogen ions present in an acid. I'll show you with an example, and such examples you already know. For example, we have acid HCl, and if we are going to react it with a base, then there will be formation of a salt compound along with the water. So here the hydrogen has been replaced by the metal atom and it has become NaCl. That is, it is here NaCl, which is a salt. And with the non-metallic ion, the example can be written as, this is non-metallic ion, this is metallic ion, this is non-metallic ion. So this is ammonium hydroxide. So the product will be NH4Cl, that is ammonium chloride, and H2O. So once again it is a salt. Now students, we are encountering one more definition of acids and bases. So first we will see the acids definition. Acids are defined as compounds which contain one or more hydrogen atoms and when dissolved in water produce hydronium ions. And you know what are these ions? H3O plus as the only positively charged ions. The definition of bases we will see in the coming videos. So students, you can see in this reaction, when HCl it is dissolved in water, this part is broken down into H plus and Cl minus. But let me tell you one thing, that generally the H plus ions, they are not possible in the solution. So indeed they react with some more water molecules to become H3O plus. So just let me write the reaction in the combined way. So it will become HCl plus H2O, H3O plus and Cl minus. Now from the definition of acids, you know that any compound which is able to give out H plus ions or the H3O plus ions can be considered as the acid. And there can be either 1H plus or 2H plus, or indeed I should say 1H3O plus or 2H3O plus or 3H3O plus. So in this example here, in this reaction, you can see H2SO4 when dissolved in water, it gives sulfate ion along with two hydronium ions. So these are the production of H3O plus when you are using either sulfuric acid or nitric acid or acetic acid. So what we see that whenever a acid is dissolved in water, it will give out, essentially it will give out H3O plus ions. Now students, both H plus and H3O plus can be used as they have same meaning. Now acids classification. So depending on the source, acids have been classified as organic acid or inorganic acid. So what are these organic acids? Acids which are obtained usually from plants are called organic acids. Some examples they have given: oxalic acid, acetic acid, formic acid, and some more examples you can find on the left hand column. You can see over here uric acid, tartaric acid, and their sources are tartaric acid source grapes, tamarind, apples, oxalic acid source tomatoes. Then we have inorganic acids. Okay, but before that let us come back to those organic acids. This last line, they are weak acids and they do not ionize completely in solution. And it should be there because if we are consuming these oxalic acid, acetic acid, etc., then they must be weak and not the hard ones or harsh ones. Now this inorganic acid, another name is mineral acids. Acids which are obtained usually from minerals are known as inorganic acids. They do not contain carbon, whereas in the former case you can see that the acids they contain carbon, but here they do not contain carbon. But that exceptional case we can see carbonic acid H2CO3 is an inorganic acid which contain carbon. So this is a exceptional case, carbonic acid. So some of the examples of inorganic acids: hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. And they are strong acids. They ionize completely in solution, producing a high concentration of hydronium ions. Now students, what is the meaning of this line? They ionize completely in solution, whereas in case of organic acids it's written that they do not ionize completely in solution. So what is the meaning of this completely, not completely? I'll tell you. Let me take the example of acetic acid. This is acetic acid. Now if it dissociates in a solution, say for example water, then obviously it is going to produce this result. Now students, I'm not writing H3O plus. I could have, but I told you that H plus and H3O plus can be treated as same. So I have just written H plus only. Another example of a strong acid, I am taking this to be the HCl. So here H plus, Cl minus, both are produced. Now I am saying this is completely dissociated. I am saying this is incompletely dissociated. Now what does it mean? It means that if I start with 100 molecules of acetic acid. After this reaction, what I am finding, only say for example 1 or 2 molecules have been broken down or dissociated into H plus and this acetate ion. So out of 100, only 2 have been formed, and that remaining 98, they are still present in the form of this molecule. Okay, but whereas in this case HCl, if I start with 100 molecules, all the 100 molecules will be broken down into H plus and Cl. So what will be the result? There will be a result of 100 H plus ions and 100 Cl ions. Means completely all the molecules have been broken down, where here only 2 molecules have been broken down, and the remaining 98, they are same. So from here I can consider it to be the weak acid and it to be the strong acid. So students, this is all for today. Goodbye.